Greetings, everyone. This is Arletta, come alive and direct from Arletta Unleashed. I am absolutely excited and thrilled to be here. And today's topic is permission granted. And I was listening to this really amazing, really inspiring interview by this guy. His name is Dr. Dane Heer, Heer, and he's one of the co-founders of this set of tools that I've been using that's been creating this massive expansion of my life called Access Consciousness. And nevertheless, in listening to this interview yesterday, he went and made this distinction between two different types of humans. One he called humans, regular humans, and two he called the others he called humanoids. And the humanoids are those that they've always been out of place. They never fit in. They never were able to conform. They weren't necessarily quote unquote rebels, but they just, this whole life and what we are and we're not supposed to do and the status quo and all that never made sense to them. And they couldn't do it. It's not just that they wouldn't, they couldn't. And I fall into that latter category of the humanoids. And I was so excited when he explained this or made this distinction because for the majority of my life, I have made myself wrong for being that. Ever since I was a little girl, I had this inkling that I was born to do truly great, amazing things and really impact millions, if not billions, of people. And I've had a very unique life path. And ever since very young, I've been tutored and mentored by some of the most brilliant minds on the planet in science and business and education and spirituality. I mean, some of the most successful and brilliant minds on the planet. And it's been purely accidental in a lot of ways and just crazy. My whole life story just doesn't make any sense. It's totally weird. So, as time went on, and I became an adult, and became more acclimated to living in this 3D reality, and more of my programming set in. So, I was creating more reality that reflected my limitations and blockages as opposed to what I innately knew was my destiny reason for being here. At one point, I could honestly admit to really giving up on knowing what my true purpose was and kind of settling and to live just a regular, average, mediocre life. But even when I tried that, it didn't work. It's like when I graduated from college, I could have went to a nice, cushy corporate job. I had plenty of contacts, all kinds of experience. I could have went and got a nice house, a nice car, a good salary, been kind of financially established to a certain extent. Maybe went on, got married, had a couple of kids, moved to whatever, whatever. Y'all, I couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. And I could say throughout the last almost 12 years I've been out of school, no, 10 years, yeah, 12 years since I've been out of school, almost 12. Um, as long as I've ever stayed on the job was a year. In the last 6 years, I've only worked one uh, 9 to 5 regular kind of job. Everything else has been something kind of random or arbitrary, or a couple of part times, or working for myself, or doing something, whatever, or not working at all. Um, and there's even years when I actually managed to survive on a couple $1,000s worth of income. And I've lived way below the poverty level and just all kinds of crazy, ridiculous, insane adventures. And even in me making those choices, because I knew at any point in time I could always go get a regular job, I couldn't because I was like, I gotta be free. I have to figure out a way. There is some means, some tool to me being able to follow my dreams, fulfill those, realize my passions and my destiny, and be successful in doing that. And I stuck with that. And that was the driving force for me to be happy and fulfilled in all aspects of my life. And I couldn't settle for being contented, what I call contented misery. Contented misery is those who have a decent job, nice car, nice house, and have done everything the way it's supposed to be done. They may not be extremely wealthy, but they ain't lived below the power level like I was. Practically homeless at times. I was homeless. Um, but I couldn't do it. I tried. I could not conform. I've worked so many different types of jobs, gotten such a wide variety of experience, which is all coming to play now. But I'm one of them humanoids, y'all. And so I finally stopped making myself wrong, and I give myself permission. So in the time frame where others were establishing themselves in their careers, I was establishing myself within my soul and within my spirit. And now finally I'm reaping the results. And I'm at the place where I can take all of that, create an amazingly fabulous life. I don't have to just be contented, miserable. I could be contented, wealthy, powerful, and fulfilling my dreams and manifesting my destiny and helping as many others who want to come along for the ride. So I'm granting y'all permission. Permission granted. Whether you're a human who's comfortable with the status quo or a humanoid who just it makes them break out in hives and itch and get real sick, and I've gotten really sick when I tried to conform, or somewhere in the middle, I grant you permission to be all of you. And on that note, I'm going to close. Have a lovely weekend. I will be back in a day or two, and I will share the last of my twos with you. Love y'all. Peace.